Hi everyone, this is Casey, and welcome to House Lorebridge. Today, I would like to discuss an identity theory from The A Song of Ice and Fire. The series' popularity has caused the internet to explode with theories about our favorite characters, ranging from their fates and their motives to their identities. For example, there's one theory out there about Tyrion Lannister not really being Tywin's son, but rather the son of the Mad King Aerys and Joanna Lannister. But what if we're looking into the wrong offspring? What if it's Cersei and Jaime who are the offspring of the Mad King and Joanna Lannister? First of all, let's look at the history of some of these characters. So Joanna Lannister started her time in King's Landing as a lady-in-waiting to Rhaella Targaryen, who first was King Aerys' sister and later became his wife. Joanna was rumored to have been the Mad King's paramour before she married Tywin Lannister. However, this is disputed by Grand Maester Pycelle, as Tywin was too proud to marry a woman who had been with another man. We also know that the Mad King was infatuated with Joanna, and there are even rumors about him acting inappropriately toward her on many occasions, including during the bedding ceremony after her wedding to Tywin. After her wedding to Tywin, she was dismissed from court by Queen Rhaella. This would have been in approximately 263 AC. Supposedly, Queen Rhaella didn't like to keep around ladies who had caught King Aerys' interest. It's important to note here that King Aerys and Rhaella had a very loveless marriage, with a lot of infidelity and violence on his part. We also know that King Aerys' behavior over the years caused Tywin to attempt to resign as Hand of the King multiple times, including the times when Aerys was cruel to Joanna. So as we can see, there were a lot of tensions and intrigue surrounding the Lannisters and Targaryens at this time. We are told that after her dismissal by Queen Rhaella Targaryen, that Joanna seldom visited King's Landing, not that she never visited King's Landing, before the birth of twins Cersei and Jaime in 266 AC. So during those years, an encounter with the Mad King that could have led to a pregnancy isn't completely outside of the realm of possibility. So let's look at some details from the books about Cersei and Jaime that could possibly point to them being the children of the Mad King and not Tywin Lannister. First, let's look at Cersei. Cersei has frequent thoughts of burning, and she develops an obsession with wildfire. In the books, we are told that she feels alive when burning the Tower of the Hand with wildfire after Tywin's funeral. And we are also told that Jaime seems to think that she is aroused by this burning, and he also describes her temper as being all wildfire. We also know that Cersei is sexually manipulative. She begins sleeping with members of the King's Guard to get what she wants, and she also starts becoming sexually violent toward her friend Tyanna Merryweather. This reminds me of the way that King Aerys was sexually violent towards Queen Rhaella. We also know that Cersei enjoys doling out severe punishments. For example, she gives servants and women who displease her to Qyburn for his experiments, and she often thinks about ripping out other people's tongues. And we do know that King Aerys had this done to Sir Ilyn Payne. Cersei and King Aerys both have a false sense of grandeur and high thoughts of themselves. Also, they both share a similar mental snap moment. Cersei during her Walk of Atonement, and the Mad King during the ordeal in Duskendale, where he was held prisoner and threatened with death. Cersei also entertains making a pyromancer the Hand of the King, which is quite similar to the fact that King Aerys' last hand was a pyromancer. Also, both Cersei and Aerys are described as being quick to anger and suspicious, and later become paranoid. Lastly, both Cersei and the Mad King are quick to anger, very suspicious, and later become completely paranoid, and they are both described as being charming, but not intelligent. Now, let's look at Jaime. First off, Jaime loses his sword hand in the series, which I think could be because he committed patricide. The idea that the gods hate a kinslayer is held in the Faith of the Seven, the Old Gods of the North, and even the Iron Islands. So I feel like this could be retribution from the gods for Jaime killing the man who was his real father. In A Clash of Kings, a fool is taunting Jaime, and he's attempting to mimic Jaime, saying, "I am the Kinslayer," instead of Jaime's normal nickname, "I am the Kingslayer." Then, when Jaime is standing vigil in the Sept after Tywin dies, he thinks about standing vigil for a father I helped to slay, not my father. Later, Jenna Lannister, Tywin's sister, is discussing the Lannister family, and she tells Jaime that he acts like a Lannister, but Tyrion is a Lannister, that Tyrion truly is Tywin's son. In one of Jaime's dreams, he has a dream of his mother, Joanna Lannister. In this dream, he tells her, "I am a knight, Cersei is a queen," and all she does is cry. Now I think this is more than a dream, because usually when Jaime dreams, he has two hands, but in this dream, he's still missing his sword hand. Something else that I find interesting in the books is that Jaime's thoughts in his chapters frequently come back to Targaryens, and, with the exception of killing the Mad King, his thoughts all seem to have a sad, melancholy tone to them. Whenever he thinks of Cersei, he thinks of her golden hair. Now, Targaryen hair is gold and or silver, and King Aerys is one of the Targaryens who had both gold and silver hair. And he also thinks of Cersei as being as false as fool's gold. Now, something else that I think is interesting about Cersei and Jaime is that neither one of them are bothered in the slightest by their incestuous relationship. They both justify it by thinking that the Targaryens didn't, so why shouldn't they be able to? And at one point, Jaime even thinks about marrying Cersei. Now, their incestuous activities are pretty interesting, because no other houses in Westeros besides the Targaryens practiced marrying brother to sister. And when Jaime and Cersei were caught by their mother as children, she tried to separate them, telling them that what they were doing was wrong, both in their family and in the eyes of the Faith of the Seven. But what do you think? Do you think that Jaime and Cersei truly are Lannisters, or could there be something else going on here? Thanks for watching. See you next time.